Welcome home, brave heroes. I'm Ash. This is AshQuest. This might be a time-sensitive video, so I really wanted to push it out there as soon as I could. I recently placed an order with LowPlex Books, which is a bookstore that is based in the UK. And it is one of the few bookstores that I have found that is running a major sale, a deeply discounted sale on the Kai and Magna Kai Complete series of Home Guard Press's Lone Wolf. That's volumes 1 through 12 of the contemporary Lone Wolf series. And it is one of the greatest discounts I've ever seen on this series of books. You can get the Kai series for $14.99 Great British pounds. You can get the Magna Kai series for $22.99, or you can get the entire set of volumes 1 through 12 for $34.99 GBP. That's $46 USD, and for me, somebody who lives in the US, that came up to about $73, $74 USD after shipping. Now that's a lot of shipping, but that ends up being a fantastic price for the first 12 volumes of the new Lone Wolf series in paperback. And for those of you who would rather have like the definitive hardback editions, I still think this is worth getting, because then you can take the redundant volumes, the ones that you already have in hardback or definitive editions of, and you can pass those volumes on to somebody, a friend, family member, somebody who is interested in Lone Wolf, and get them started on the path. But I wanted to shout out LowPlex Books because they're based in the UK, but they were willing to ship to the US. And I actually looked through a lot of different bookstores in the UK to see if any of them had this option to be able to ship to the US. This is one of the few that I found. This is actually the only one that I found that ships to the US, but it's the only one that also had this great deal and ship to the US. So if you live in the UK, right now there's a fantastic, deeply discounted sale on Lone Wolf books across multiple UK booksellers. And you'll be able to snag this and you won't have to pay nearly as much for shipping, so it's an even better deal. And if you live anywhere else in the EU, you should still be able to snag these and get them shipped to your territory. I saw a lot of options in the first site that I checked. I can't remember which site that was, but they shipped it pretty much everywhere except the US for some reason. I don't know why that is. If I'm willing to pay the shipping and the duties or whatever, just ship to me. But long story short, if you live in the US, about $74 for all 12 volumes of Home Guard Press's Lone Wolf series in paperback editions. Fantastic deal. For those of you unfamiliar with Lone Wolf, it is a 32-volume gamebook series by Joe Dever with artwork by Gary Chalk that came out in the 80s and has persisted since then with a very faithful following. It has been reprinted by Home Guard Press. They've got the first 12 volumes out, published in sets, ready to go, and I think the 13th or 14th volume is ready to order or pre-order now on the Home Guard Press site. I haven't been keeping up because I've been waiting for collections just like this one. You don't just read Lone Wolf, you play Lone Wolf. You are the hero. You roll up your stats, your abilities, grab your weapons, and set off on an adventure to make choices that determine whether you live or die. It is a very linear series, meaning you will play the first book, and after you finish the first book, you will get a reward, a permanent buff that will assist you on your adventure as you continue through the second book onwards. I actually have a gameplay series right here on the channel that shows what playing that first book is like, and it's something that I will be getting back to now that I have the entire 1 through 12 series. Only 20 more books to go. I don't know how much longer this is going to last though, so get on it if you're going to get on it. And this video is not sponsored in any way, shape, or form. I just received my books in the mail, opened up the box. It took about 2 weeks to get here. I don't know if they got held up in customs or anything like that, but I expected that it would take about that long. But I just wanted to make sure that I had the product and the shipping was nice and secure and everything was in great condition before I made a video about it. So the deal is still going on as of right now. So yeah, check it out.